And welcome into our second last game of the night. It's a clash between Division 1 teams. It's Quebec versus New Brunswick. Riviere-Du-Loup comes into this game 0-1 in the tournament. Mathieu-Martin 2-0 and looking to secure that 3-0. Chiasson bringing it in, a drop pass. Get back for Chiasson, side of the net, looking out in front. That was in between the feet of Brady Beliveau. There's a hit along the boards by Chiasson. Move back, Friolet. Cuts, does a bit of a button hook and continues up the wing. Friolet dumped off, Aiden Gadet. Waiting along the boards is bumped, flipped high and in by Beliveau before going for a change. Levesque with it for the Sphinx. Moving up, cutting on the near boards, trying to throw that one out in front. Chiasson recovering it with it for Mathieu-Martin. He's given a big bump there by Couturier. Michal to the middle, the shot, what a save made, Massé. Cross ice dump, Willie Levesque. Trying to turn his way in, or excuse me, that was Plourde. Comier cutting by, then lays a pass over to Maxwell. Maxwell has Richard. Caden Maxwell working his way in, looking out in front for Richard. And that got caught in the pads of the goaltender. Ryu behind his net. Works it around. Dumped by Leger. Got back by Leger at the blue line. He's going to delay, cut, and wait. Gets hit. Tries to throw it across. That one's intercepted, and the Sphinx come back the other way. Flipped in. With speed, out come Les Matadors. Working with it, it's Comier. The pass across to Richard. What a move to split the D on his backhand, and Massé sprawls out in desperation to make the save. Radier up to the blue line for Landry. Alex Landry with the shot, deflected on the Goffey of Pigeon and into the corner. Sphinx recover in their own end. Behind the back pass for Gaudreau. Gaudreau through center, someone's lost a glove. And it's a dump in from Riviere-Du-Loup. Sam Comier behind his own cage, up for Radier. Radier, the former Dieppe Flyer, trying to cut in, does a windmill deke. It's Kenny going behind the net. Josh Kenny battling with, I believe that was Chouinard. As now the Sphinx come back the other way. Cross-ice pass right to the tape of Levasseur. He drops, there's a shot. It's in the glove of Bowering from Felix Boucher at the ringette line.
The Riviere-Du-Loup Sphinx here at this tournament, they were a very strong addition in the 49th tournament, coming back again, searching to claim the title in the 50th.
And that is right. Last year, an impressive showing for the Quebec team. And they even brought last year their Division 1 and Division 2 team, but just the Division 1 team here in this tournament. Shot at the blue line. That stick goes flying out of the hands of Levasseur. That would have been sent into row J. Kenny trying to clear the zone here. Giving a bump from behind. That was Lucas Dufour, excuse me. Cote stepping in, leaving a pass. Levasseur, the shot caught by Bowering and covered. Bit of rough stuff after the whistle. Face-off going to go to the left. Face-off circle of Bowering. There's a big crunch up against the boards as Les Matadors leave the zone. One flipped high and caught. They retrieve it at the blue line. Matador still steaming through center. Brady Beliveau, the pass, Como, back to Beliveau in front, and almost hit Lucas Dufour. Brady Beliveau lifting the stick of a Sphinx player. Outs across, that's Plourde. Moving in, shaking off Como. And there's a big hit right up against the Matadors bench. That was Chouinard who had taken the big blow. Now right in front, the shot save is made by Bowering. We're going to have another look at that. Olivier Chouinard is crunched right up against the bench. Off the draw, corralled by Mathieu-Martin. There was Cormier trying to move one across rink wide. Stumbled into the boards. Riviere-Du-Loup a chance to regroup here. Gaudreau moved across. That pass intended for Pelletier, Jean Delblanc. Landry his own end, overskates the puck. Now they turn back to the blue line. It's just held in by Gaudreau, or it's not. He definitely thought he had it in. And in other action, the Auburn Eagles and the Cavaliers de Clément Cormier, they are just getting started on IGA. Now walking in there was Yannick Richard before being pushed. BMHS and Gabriel Roy are tied at 4. And the Trojans have beat the Commandeur Collège de Lévis 5-0. That's all we have for right now, but here in the Division 1 matchup, Richard brings it in. The shot is saved by Massé. And a quick shot taken there by Yannick Richard. Now gets us down to about 10 minutes in the first. Caden Maxwell to take the draw. He's going up against Wesley Alexandre. Off the tie-up, it's won by Maxwell, goes to the blue line. Savoie waits and tries to hit his man back door, Mathieu Cormier. Sent out of the zone, Savoie, first man back on it for Les Matadors. He'll see Landry scouring in the neutral zone. Maxwell working in, has a man, Maxwell the shot, the save, and the rebound is sent just wide. Mathieu Cormier again, he was waiting on the doorstep. Flip up against the wall by Cote. Doesn't go his way, and now it's moved back. Belzile across the boards, moved back. Cormier, that one under his tape. Taken back. Boucher going behind his net. He's pickpocketed. Matador regained possession. Maxwell behind the net. It's loose out in front, and an early whistle. And here we go, already in some rough stuff. It's Félix Olivier Côté involved in it for the Sphinx.
The Mathieu-Martin supporters clearly taking some exception to that early whistle, believing the play should not have been blown dead that early.
And Massin never really had possession of the puck here. But regardless, there's a whistle. The play stops at 9:16 of the first. Face-off will go outside the zone. Riviere-Du-Loup with speed. It's Plourde. Behind the net, he goes up against Leger. Plourde still with it. Looks to the top. Levesque. Shot off his own player, being Couturier, and it just trickles slightly towards the net. Rodier taking a hit. Left off for Landry, who goes up against the boards. Skating back in is Thomas Couturier, where he crunches a man. There's a net guard down. It's in the near face-off dot in the Mathieu-Martin zone. Levesque, cross-ice pass for Chouanière. To the middle, it's Plourde. Shooting it in past the red line, it's Bowring. Making it come to a stop. In the zone, Landry. Now it's taken out by Béliveau. Tried to see Kenny. Flipped high in the air. Everyone trying to catch it with speed. It's Rioux. And he's tripped up, taken down. No hand goes up. Mathieu-Martin still with it. Alex Landry throwing this one across. There's a big hit. Alex Landry on, I believe that was Plourde. And here comes Béliveau. Skating in, had his stick lifted. Kenny also trying to get in there, trying to feed it to Béliveau. Hits the brakes, tries to go to the blue line with that pass. Blocked in by the ref. Alex Landry trying to hold the line. There was Como that couldn't resist falling. Gagné stepping in, leaves it off. The shot by Cote. Glove down by Bowring in the net. Face-off going to Bowring's left. Off a tie-up, won by the Sphinx, cleared in by Boucher. Hit off a body, so it's Lejeau playing that off for Dufour. Lucas Dufour skates in, avoids a hit. Behind the net it is for Félix Boucher. Sphinx attempt to clear to Richard, gets it before Levasseur could get a stick on it. Behind the cage, Aiden Belzil is given a jolt, so it stays in the zone. Lucas Dufour pinned against the boards by Belzil. Dufour still in his skates as they poke loose for it. This one's going to exit the zone and now hover the line. Friolet, opposite side. Félix Boucher, Belzil. Perfect tic-tac-toe pass, and they get it even across to Levasseur. Levasseur, the shot trickles on net to Bowring, and he'll make the easy save and even do a little trick after the whistle.
The Go Sphinx Go chant starting to fill the away end of the fan section here, as the Sphinx parents and supporters cheer on their team against a tough Mathieu-Martin squad.
There's Friolet getting his equipment sorted out. Sphinx off the draw, Levesque shoots it in. Friolet, he's hit big along the boards and stumbled. Levesque in, Levasseur, he's hit against the boards. Skating in, there was Plot trying to get to the front. The shot saved and turned away by Bowring. Chesson in the corner, he's hit there by Plot. Now in a tie-up with Friolet. Out of the boards it will go. Chesson with speed. Olivier Chesson cutting in on Chouinard. Passed it in front and couldn't get that one on a tape of a Matador. That one got caught up in some skates. Willie Levesque leading the rush here for the Sphinx. Attempted clear is blocked, and Friolet goes to hit up Alex Landry of the Sphinx. Landry to the blue line, cleared in by Levesque. Off of Guedet, and now out of the zone. Racing back for it, Levesque. Crosses it over, Gaudreau. Gaudreau skating this one in. To be cleared along the boards. Christian Guedet tries to move it off for Dejal. This one's barely kept in the zone. Backhander off the pad of Bowring. That looked to have been Levesque with the first good chance of the game here for the Sphinx. Tied up next to the bench of the Sphinx. Body's going flying. Here's Maxwell in, backhander to the middle. Beliveau trying to get a hold of it. And that worst case, put up a bump on Vincent Gaudreau. This one a shot out of nowhere. Almost fooled Massey in the net. Maxwell across, Beliveau hits the brakes. Goes down. One-timer attempt as it went back up to Beliveau at the blue line. It's Ligel off to Beliveau trying to make a nice move, but it's Gagne that intercepts. Going back the other way, Brady Beliveau pass behind Caden Maxwell, and he'll take a tumble before being able to get possession. Levesque. Shot up and cleared into the middle. Now having to race back for it. That one looked to have been Cote. A pass, Rodier tried to get a shot off and just couldn't get possession. Sphinx go back the other way. Levasseur off for Cote. Cote with speed up the blue line. Tries to hit the brakes, and that doesn't fool the Mathieu-Martin defender. Boucher into the zone. Levasseur turn around. Shot to Cote in the corner. Cote up to Belzil. Back around the net. That one for Alexandre. Now Cote throws it up. Caught it up and down by in and out of the glove of Bowring. And there's Kenny. Clearing it to the line. Radier. Went for the pressure. Now it's Ligel in his own end. To the line. Shot from Boucher. Blocked. Boucher going to try to get this one in the zone when he was given a hit by Radier. Kenny waiting, trying to send it to Radier. That one in the skate of a Sphinx player. Looks to be Alex Landry of the Sphinx disrupting that. He gets it far boards. Alex Landry pass to the middle. intercepted and taken back the other way by Richard. Pass up, Kenny skating up against Chouinard. Kenny, now to Chouinard. Skates it around, it's Kenny. He's given a bit of a bump pass to the slot. It's deflected on net. Richard, the sharp angle shot. The fans thought it went in, but that hits the side of the net. Richard coming back behind his net, doing a lot of nice moves. Richard, blue line, Sam Cormier, the shot towards the net. And that one blocked off his skate, cleared back by the Sphinx the opposite way, delayed icing, and it will get there in time. A lot to unpack there. Chances on both on either side. But this game somehow stays scoreless at 0. Sphinx roll it up the other way. Leading the rush here is Chouinard. The shot is just wide. Mathieu-Martin, they go back the other way. Skating back for it. Gaudreau. It's Cormier. Retreating back with it. Shot up. Como trying to make a nice move. It's in and out of the lines with delayed offside. Ryu, he's going to leave that one off over for Pelletier, Jean Deblanc. Cormier. Rimmed around the boards, Landry. He's hit from behind. It's Damien Landry that ends up getting it out for Savoie. Savoie, he goes to chases Gaudreau. This one's running around. Pelletier, Gilles Deblanc. Into the zone. First one behind the net, Seb Savoie. With possession, cuts through his own end, finds his way in the neutral ice. Now a tried a bit of a give and go, but a bit of a miscommunication with Maxime Leblanc. Friolet cleared in the zone, less than 2 to go. Behind the net, Aiden Belzil will throw it across out of the reach of Levasseur. Now back for Savoie. Savoie off for Godet. Godet, Beliveau. Skating it on Belzil. Beliveau around the net, waiting, banks off the boards to the blue line. Sebastien Savoie back for Beliveau. Beliveau tied up. Sphinx might have an odd man rush the other way. This one's led. Alexandre drop pass Levasseur across Côté and couldn't quite get that one on net. Miscommunication right at the end of the 3-on-1. Belzil lets one go from the blue line. It's deflected. Côté tries to sub one back out in front. Flipped high. Now shot back in by Boucher. Savoie up for Beliveau. Beliveau. Côté getting stick lifted. Has a chance on his backhand. Tried to flip it in. Chasson. Across there for Godet. Squeaks loose. Beliveau trying to get a stick on it. Laid back. Aiden Godet. There's a shot. That one just missed wide. Back for it. Jacob Leger. Or for Beliveau in the near boards. Pass into the zone, but a delayed offside. So at 36.2. The faceoff's going to come outside the Mathieu-Martin end. Face-off won by Les Matadors. They try to bring it in. Christian Godet in the neutral ice will fire it into the opposite corner. It's gathered behind the net, shot around the boards, takes a weird hop off the linesman. Leger going to leave this one off for Godet. He's hit big at center in the open ice. Yannick Richard clears in past Alex Landry. It goes down for Chouinard. Again, this one travels against the boards as it goes all the way back to Alex Landry and Les Matadors. Leger moving back with it. This one's tipped to the center for Maxwell. He needs to get a shot off quickly and beat his defender, but doesn't beat the buzzer at the end of the first.
So far, both goalies having their works cut out for them as equally dangerous opportunities fly on both ends of the ice. But like we've seen for the majority of the day, a scoreless first period.
And we're back, period 2. Brena Lane, Dio Aragon, Dieppe Uniplex, 50th anniversary for the 2025 Dieppe Hockey Classic. After a quick turnaround, we're here for period 2. Pelletier, Gilles Blanc will send it in. Down the neutral end. It's ticked away by the Sphinx, regathered by Sam Cormier and cleared in. Rim around the board, stopped by Yannick Richard. Leaves it behind him. There's Matt Cormier. Cleared back in by Richard. Matt Cormier hits the brakes, turns towards the blue line. Will send it there, waiting. There's a cross. Cormier with the pass from Landry. Tried to get a deflection. High fly ball towards center. This one will land right next to Alex Landry. They'll send a pass. Matt Cormier hitting the brakes, now enters the zone onside. Cormier leaves it behind for a drop pass. Richard trying to get this one, keep it in, but good pressure. Lavasseur of the Sphinx. Sam Cormier, little pass off. Maxwell enters the zone. Pass out in front, and Cormier couldn't quite get a shot off. Tried to go backdoor, but 3 players of the Sphinx waiting there. Cote hit by Maxwell. Legel keeping it in, into the feet of Maxwell. Maxwell cutting across one. Maxwell to the front, and couldn't quite hit a target. Maxwell top of the circle, lets one go. It's deflected by the defenseman, and looked like that had a chance of going in, but just misses wide. Another chance. Mathieu-Martin just trying to send them out. The Sphinx doing a good job on defense, not letting those through. Lavasseur against the boards. Retreating back from Mathieu-Martin is Sébastien Savoie. Savoie cuts back, waits behind the cage. Kenny moves it across. Landry or Savoie enters the zone. He leads the rush, tries to get by Belzile. As they both get tied up, it's rimmed across the boards. Far side, shot out by Riviere-Du-Loup. Too high, however, as this looks like it'll go for icing. Our first whistle of the period, just over 2 minutes in. And around the tournament, they come on down du Collège de Lévis, their Division 1 team. They're all knotted up at 0 with CPA in the first period, as well as the Auburn Eagles and Clément Cormier. They are also tied up at 0. We are also tied up at 0 in the second. And that is it for right now. All Division 1 games currently happening, and a lot of implications on the standings. As most of all these teams have only played one game, although Mathieu-Martin, the only team that's 2-0 as of right now. Clément Cormier is 1-1, losing to Mathieu-Martin. Odyssey is also 1-1. And CPA 1-0. They look to make that 2-0 here tonight. Cleared up by Riviere-Du-Loup. Friolet moved it D to Savoie. Passes up for Kenny. He gets hit by Lavasseur and loses possession. Savoie almost able to catch it, deflects it just a little bit down before he gets hit. Now could be a 2-on-1, led by Alexandre with Cote. Alexandre, Cote can't quite get a shot off. Great defense display. I believe Sébastien Savoie coming back to back check. Friolet walking in through the legs. Gets hit, stays up, and there Sébastien Savoie snowing the goalie. And here we go, Landry on the ground.
We have some clearly unhappy hockey players on the ice as they take exception to the Riviere-Du-Loup goalie getting snowed by a Mathieu-Martin player.
Well, it's Cote that heads to the box and Damien Landry. But let's go back to the previous play, where out of nowhere, it looked like that was Radier able to stop his man from getting a clean shot on net.
I believe these will be coincidental offsetting penalties, so it should be 5-on-5.
I may have just seen the ref point a 4 for head contact.
We will have that answered shortly. Personally, I didn't see any head contact on that play. Brandon, do you see something along those lines?
It was hard to tell from where we're standing. It just looked like a big pile of cross checks and shoves being thrown. A blow to the head very much could have happened.
Riviere-Du-Loup will receive 2 minutes. It is on the board.
So it's Côté that's going to get the extra 2 minutes.
So far, no penalty on the Mathieu-Martin side of the scoreboard.
And it will be a Mathieu-Martin power play after the scrum for 2 minutes. Justin Plourde in the box to serve a penalty, I do believe. So Mathieu-Martin, a 2-minute power play coming up. We'll see exactly what happened in game sheet, but I believe there's going to be 2 coincidental roughings. And then an extra for head contact or no. Damien Landry, he has 2 for a slash. There's a shot that's saved by Massé. So currently in the box, number 3, Damien Landry, he has 2 for a slash from Mathieu-Martin. And Félix Olivier Côté for the Sphinx has 4 for head contact. So that's where the extra 2 came from. Off the draw, won by Riviere-Du-Loup, going behind his net. Lévesque trying to move it across. It's Béliveau that keeps it in the line, not once but twice. Continues to maneuver his way down. Léger looking to dig for it. Goes up high, through a couple legs. And this one gets flipped high and out of play. Again, Riviere-Du-Loup winning the draw. Takes a weird bounce, so they're not able to clear. Léger looks up top to Béliveau. Béliveau waits, tries to scan his options, and the backdoor pass attempt, and that'll go down the ice. Bowering gonna leave that one off for Savoie. Savoie continues his momentum through center. Sébastien Savoie still in with it, trying to cut in. He's poke checked, and Lévesque will be able to shoot it down the length of the ice. Bowering leaving this one out for Matt Cormier. Just over 30 to go on the penalties. Gabriel Como working his way through. He's lost his stick, so he takes down a man. Continues giving him rights. Pass out in front. The shot is over the net.
Just mere inches from taking the 1-0 lead. That's the 3rd time today. Not from the MM game, but just all the games we've had today. The first goal just rings off the crossbar.
And what a pass from Richard to the middle for Matt Cormier, and he rings one off the crossbar, and this one ends up straight up as the Sphinx ribbon along the boards. Como keeps it in. Matt Cormier, who had just rung the bar seconds ago. Opposite corner, Maxwell, Richard to the blue line. Christian Gadet throws one and looking for a deflection. Como moves back, pivots, it's iced all the way down, and that ends the power play for Mathieu-Martin. Plourde, who is serving the penalty, is now out of the box. Côté stays in momentarily. Now out of the zone, potential 2-on-1. Maxwell and Cormier. Maxwell, the shot, and he just missed the net. Now the Sphinx come back the other way. Alex Landry working up behind the net now. Plourde caught in. Lavasseur back for Plourde. Plourde waiting, top of the line. Flipped in. Plourde looking out in front. Still watching and waiting. Banked off the boards to the blue line. Deep into the opposing corner it'll go. Lavasseur to the net. And the save made by Noah Bowering. And Damien Landry and Côté now leave the box. Côté stays in there. Regardless, a good glove save by Bowring. Those were the first 2 penalties of the game. Nothing doing in the first period. Here's Josh Kenny. Kenny making a nice move, being with a man, trying to backhand it to the slot, and that one intercepted by Gaudreau. Sphinx back the other way. Gagné trying to establish offensive zone possession, going in. Here is Levesque. Driven along the boards by Mathieu-Martin. Now Damien Landry. Pressured up against the boards. Keeping it in there is Gagné. Just gets outside the zone. Flipped in by Levesque. Delayed offside. That gives Sam Cormier some time. Cormier to Kenny. One-touch pass. Tried to get that to Radier. Now Plod going in the zone. Trying to reverse Sam Cormier. Landry in behind the net. Working out. Trying to get a shot off. There was Landry. Here's a shot that's blocked. Another try. Damien Landry. Outside the zone it'll go. This one will not go for icing. Chasing back. Aiden Belzil. Belzil around the net. Trying to pass over to Levesque, who took a bit of a tumble. Or that's Landry, excuse me. Then here's Belzil dumping it in. Matador. Smooth zone exit. It's Radier. Trying to move that one off. Cross for Damien Landry. He stops. Unable to get possession. Back the other way. Shot in. Looks like that's penalty. Gilles Blanc. Savoie behind the net. Waits, goes to the hash marks. Bellevaux trying to flip it out. It's deflected by a Sphinx player. But the Matador come back the other way. Good at the shot. Blocked off a shin pad. I think that's Chouinard that I got a hold of that in front. Rimmed around the boards. All the way out. Friolet. Only one back for Mathieu-Martin. Shot up and deflected by Chouinard. Moving back with it, Willie Levesque. Behind the net. Expands out with speed. Levesque up the near boards to the middle. Everyone goes crashing down, and the save is made by Bowring. What a sequence of events. Cote now leaving the box. It was like watching bowling pins fall right here. But every player fell. Bellevaux added to the pile off a huge hit.
Some hard-hitting hockey so far, as we've seen some pretty bone-crunching hits, not only on the boards but on open ice right there, as you've just seen.
The Sphinx win the offensive zone draw. Vincent Gaudreau down in the zone. It's Cote. Freshly out of the box. Trying to move it behind the net. That's in the feet of Como, and it'll go against the wall. Kenny in the middle. Richard stepping in. What a move. Couldn't quite get possession. It's Massé going to take the safe decision to cover. Over halfway through this game, we're still scoreless. 6:43 to go in the second. Only 2 penalties thus far in the game, and not too much to update around the league other than the fact that the Auburn Eagles take a 1-0 lead versus Clément Cormier on the opposite side of the ice. Shot from the blue line. It was blocked by Dufour, who was on the ground and looking like he was more trying to get a deflection off. Mathieu-Martin in their own end. It was Como that faked looking up top. Then gets stumbled to the ground. Sphinx unable to clear. Held in here by Leger. A high pop-up. Ends up on the tape of Couturier and outside the zone. Christian Guedet on the far side on his own blue line. Dumps it in through a couple legs. Boucher, first one back behind his own cage. Como tried to move it a bit along the boards. Boucher waits out here. The pass to the blue line. Sphinx through center. Plod stepping in, drop pass. Landry in and tried to either shoot or pass, but that one way wide. And now it's Richard going back up for Mathieu-Martin. Yannick Richard stepping in, the pass in the middle. And Cormier couldn't quite get a shot off. Now it's right on net. Cleared by the Sphinx. This one might not go for icing, and it just will miss the net of Bowring. 5.5 still to go. It's our third period of action. Or the second period of action, excuse me. Just over 5.5 still to go in period 2. Mathieu-Martin and the Sphinx deadlocked at 0.
So far, Les Matadors have had, I'd say, next to no problem really entering the Sphinx zone and setting up, but it's just when it comes to concreting on those chances, they've just been unlucky when it comes to getting the puck behind the net.
And a lot of block shots coming from the Sphinx as well, as there's another icing called, so we'll go back to the Mathieu-Martin end.
Whereas for the Sphinx, it's a different story. For them, it's really getting a lot of opportunities. Yes, they've had looks, but they have come few and far between, as the Mathieu-Martin pressure is just proving a lot for them, especially in the neutral zone.
Exactly, they got quality over quantity here in the game. Landry thrown up, Maxwell to Cormier. Down behind the net, Damien Landry. He gets shoved into the boards to stick tied up. Matt Cormier now. And Landry getting shoved by the Sphinx. Cormier goes out center ice. What a move on his backhand. Shoves. They're digging at it. And there we go after the whistle. And we have some heavy punches being thrown. Damien Landry, his cage comes undone.
And that's the second time. Again, right in front of the Sphinx net. The two teams go at it after a whack or misplaced snow.
We'll see if we can see it again. There's Landry being taken down. And now getting some chance for the Matador in the stands, as they have another offensive zone draw to the right of Massé. It's one cleanly. Savoie bringing this one in. Loose. Kenny to the line. Beliveau cuts in. There's the shot. And deflected up and into the netting. Beliveau stepped into that one with all his power.
Almost putting a dent into into the big score screen here at the Uniplex Uni.
Only for the fact that the netting didn't go all the way up to the walking track that's going right through the video board. Radier unable to win the draw. Sphinx try to clear, with the incoming forecheck pressure. They now have to retreat and go the opposite way. Around the boards, blocked in by Gagné. The pass to the tape. Here, walking in, Pelletier Jean de Blanc in the shot, blocked by Friolet as he gets shoved over into the corner. Matador leave the zone. Radier moved across. Kenny to the middle. Beliveau to Radier, and that one, the pass behind him, he's unable to get it. Beliveau up against the boards. Puck is tied up, being untouched. Kenny, the little backhand in. Behind the net, Chouinard waits, then escapes to the right side. Chouinard breaking loose, still with it, goes right over the center ice dot. Chouinard puts it deep into the zone, gets his own rebound off the wall. Chiasson up against the boards. Belzile with a cross. Plourde now in the center, cutting even more to the middle, drops it off. Landry the shot. Plourde the rebound. Bowering again says no. And it was only a matter of time before that net came off again. At 3:25 in the second, that might be a new record for the tournament. The net only coming off in the late stage of the second. Stick around for after this game. It's the Moncton High Purple Knights against the St. John's Ravenscourt Eagles from Manitoba. East Coast versus Midwest. Mathieu-Martin with it. Richard, penalty drawn. Mathieu-Martin's going to the power play. Didn't see exactly what happened. It's a slash against the Sphinx. And this one looks to be Felix Boucher. Look at 7 in front of the net. Giving a couple whacks over to Chiasson.
The Moncton High School Purple Knights will be playing their second travel team from Newfoundland tonight.
I believe there was a bit of a mix-up. Although it's St. John's, I've been told by multiple sources it is Manitoba. We'll confirm that for you soon. Godet. waiting at the blue line as they try to set it up. Béliveau, blue line, shot from Eden Gadet. That one's blocked. Looking for it, Leger, and it ends up behind the net. Chiasson also digging for it. He's getting pressured from the Sphinx stick as he goes into the board, and that's going to be another penalty. And there, PJ getting a bit too aggressive. Gadet across, extra man out. The shot from Maxwell is blocked. Goes across. There's another try. So it's right now a 6-on-4. Gadet moving through center. Christian Gadet still in. The shot pad save. Rebound. Leger scores.
And Les Matadors come out to a 1-0 lead here in this very competitive game.
Jacob Leger with the first goal off the rebound and make it 1-0 in favor of Mathieu-Martin, and they'll still get a 2-minute power play out of this as he's situated perfectly for the rebound, and PJ will go to the box. So Mathieu-Martin will still get a 2-minute power play, and they'll be up 1-0.
The Riviere-Du-Loup Sphinx caught in a very, very not ideal situation as they still have to kill off a penalty.
They've already given up one power play goal, or I guess it was a 2-man advantage in the situation. But 1-0 Mathieu-Martin. And we'll soon get the assist credited. It's going to be Leger from Maxwell, I do believe. It doesn't look like they're going to add a second assist. So both of those men getting on the score sheet early. Como at his own blue line. Going to drop it off. Sebastien Savoie cutting through center. Might have some room. Savoie cutting in, gets poke-checked. Here's Maxwell. He gets behind. Chouinard goes up to the blue line. Savoie, Como waits. Delays. Down into the corner. Richard behind the net. Richard in front, and a good glove save. Massé denies Yannick Richard le Matador.
Massé really keeping his team in here with the Mathieu-Martin Matador coming up with some very dangerous scoring opportunities, one after another. But Massé stands tall, only letting one goal in on the blemish on his record so far tonight.
Penalty number 21.
Christian Gadet, Brady Beliveau skating in, reverses to the blue line. Christian Gadet across. Looks like that's Aiden Gadet. Back, Christian Gadet. Shot to the net, scores! And two defensemen on the board for Mathieu-Martin. Christian Gadet, a shot through traffic, lays it perfectly over the pad of Massé. And the two Gadets link up. It's Aiden to Christian. And to the back of the net it went. Make that 2-0. Mathieu-Martin on the two power plays. And that one into the bench. Almost smoked the coach and a couple players.
Time of goal, 14:05. Gadet from Gadet at 14:05.
Oh, it will be Christian Gadet from Aiden Gadet at 55 seconds of the second period. Face off back into the Mathieu-Martin end. 50 seconds and some still to go. Sphinx on the draw. Quick shot off the blocker of Bowering. Kenny giving this one up. Petit Jean Delblanc. That's Cote rather. I'd look to his line. Sam Comia behind his net. He's being roughed up by Levasseur. Josh Kenny trying to get it outside. It goes in between the feet of Belzil. And there's a penalty coming up against Mathieu-Martin. And was it charging the call?
The ref clearly not having any back talk at all as he gives some wards to Colmier, number 15 on Le Matador.
I don't think we quite got that, but Samuel Colmier to the box for Mathieu-Martin will now give Riviere-Du-Loup another chance on the man advantage. Blue line, Belzil across the shot, takes a weird deflection off for Gabriel Como. He'll shoot that off the pane of glass and into the zone of the Sphinx. Passed up through center. Friolet through. Will chuck that back behind the net of Massé. But Samuel Colmier for a slash. And that ends the second period. Make it 2-0 Mathieu-Martin after 2 goals from Jacques Blegel and Christian Gueret. Stick around for period 3. Braden Lane, Diego Aragon, Dieppe Uniplex, 50th Dieppe Classic, streamed live on MSD. Big bump there by Couturier. Michal to the middle, the shot, what a save! Working with it, it's Colmier. The pass across to Michal. What a move to split the D on his backhand, and Massis. Cote stepping in, leaving a pass to Vassell, the shot. That's Poulot. Moving in, shaking off Como. And there's a big, that's all we have for right now, but here in the Division 1 matchup, Michal brings it in, the shot is saved by Massé. You'll see Landry scouring in the neutral zone. Maxwell working in, has a man. Maxwell the shot, the save, and the rebound is Session. Maxwell behind the net, it's loose out in front, and an early whistle. Flipped high in the air. Everyone trying to catch it with speed. It's Ryu, and he's in Lavasseur. He's hit against the boards. Skating in, there was Plot trying to get to the front. The shot saved. Alexandre drop pass Lavasseur across Côté. And couldn't hit. Now could be a 2-on-1 led by Alexandre with Côté. Alexandre, Côté can't quite get a shot through. He's lost his stick, so he takes down a man. Continues giving him rights. Pass out in front. The shot is over. Deep into the opposing corner it'll go. Lavasseur to the net, and the save made by up the near boards to the middle. Everyone goes crazy. They're digging at it, and there we go after the whistle. And it's Plot. Now in the center, cutting even more to the middle, drops it off. Landry the shot, Plot the rebound, Bowering against. Mathieu-Martin with it, Richard behind the net, Chesson also digging for it. He's getting pressured from the Sphinx stick as he goes into the board. Christian Gueret still in, the shot pad save, rebound, Leger score! Richard behind the net, Richard in front, and a good glove. Christian Gueret. Cross. Looks like that's Aiden Gueret. Back, Christian Gueret. Shot to the net, score! Big bump there by Couturier. Michal to the middle, the shot, what a save! Working with it, it's Colmier. The pass across to Michal. What a move to split the D on his backhand, and Massis. Côté stepping in, leaving a pass to Vassell, the shot. That's Plot. moving in, shaking off Como. And there's a big, that's all we have for right now, but here in the Division 1 matchup, Richard brings it in. The shot is saved by Massé. You'll see Landry scouring in the neutral zone. Maxwell working in, has a man. Maxwell the shot, the save, and the rebound is Session. Maxwell behind the net, it's loose out in front, and an early whistle. Well, tie in the air, everyone trying to catch it with speed to Rioux, and he's in Lavasseur. He's hit against the boards. Skating in, there was Plot trying to get to the front. The shot saved by Alexandre. Drop past Lavasseur across Côté, and couldn't hit. Now could be a 2-on-1, led by Alexandre with Côté. Alexandre, Côté can't quite get a shot through. He's lost his stick, so he takes down a man. Continues giving him rights. Pass out in front. The shot is over. Deep into the opposing corner it'll go. Lavasseur to the net, and the save made by up the near boards to the middle. Everyone goes crazy. They're digging at it, and there we go after the whistle. And Plot now in the center, cutting even more to the middle, drops it off. Landry the shot, Plot the rebound, powering against. Mathieu-Martin with it. Richard behind the net. Chiasson also digging for it. He's getting pressured from the Sphinx stick as he goes into the block. Christian Gadet still in. The shot pad save, rebound, Leger score. Richard behind the net. Richard in front, and a good glove. Christian Gadet across. Looks like that's Aiden Gadet. Back, Christian Gadet. Shot to the net, score. Big bump there by Couturier. Richard to the middle, the shot, what a save. Working with it, it's Comier. The pass across, Richard, what a move to split the D on his backhand, and Massis. Côté stepping in, leaving a pass to Lavasseur, the shot. That's Plot. Moving in, shaking off Como. And there's a big, that's all we have for right now, but here in the Division 1 matchup, Richard brings it in. The shot is saved by Massé. You'll see Landry scouring in the neutral zone. Maxwell working in, has a man. Maxwell the shot, the save, and the rebound is Session. Maxwell behind the net, it's loose out in front, and an early whistle. Well, tie in the air, everyone trying to catch it with speed to Rioux, and he's in Lavasseur. He's hit against the boards. Skating in, there was Plot trying to get to the front. The shot saved by Alexandre. Drop past Lavasseur across Côté, and couldn't hit. Now could be a 2-on-1, led by Alexandre with Côté. Alexandre, Côté can't quite get a shot through. He's lost his stick, so he takes down a man. Continues giving him rights. Pass out in front. The shot is over. Deep into the opposing corner it'll go. Lavasseur to the net, and the save made by up the near boards to the middle. Everyone goes crazy. They're digging at it, and there we go after the whistle. And Plot now in the center, cutting even more to the middle, drops it off. Landry the shot, Plot the rebound, powering against. Mathieu-Martin with it. Richard behind the net. Chiasson also digging for it. He's getting pressured from the Sphinx stick as he goes into the block. Christian Gadet still in. The shot pad save, rebound, Leger score. Richard behind the net. Richard in front, and a good glove. Christian Gadet across. Looks like that's Aiden Gadet. Back, Christian Gadet. Shot to the net, score. Big bump there by Couturier. Richard to the middle, the shot, what a save. Working with it, it's Comier. The pass across, Richard, what a move to split the D on his backhand, and Massis. Côté stepping in, leaving a pass to Lavasseur, the shot. That's Plot. Moving in, shaking off Como. And there's a big, that's all we have for right now, but here in the Division 1 matchup, Richard brings it in. The shot is saved by Massé. You'll see Landry scouring in the neutral zone. Maxwell working in, has a man. Maxwell the shot, the save, and the rebound is Session. Maxwell behind the net, it's loose out in front, and an early whistle. But high in the air, everyone trying to catch it with speed. It's Riou, and he's in Lavasseur. He's hit against the boards. Skating in, there was Plot trying to get to the front of the shot. Saved. Alexandre, drop pass, Lavasseur across Côté, and couldn't hit. Now could be a 2-on-1, led by Alexandre with Côté. Alexandre, Côté can't quite get a shot through. He's lost his stick, so he takes down a man. Continues giving him rights. Pass out in front. The shot is over. Deep into the opposing corner it'll go. Lavasseur to the net, and the save made by up the near boards to the middle. Everyone goes crazy. They're digging at it, and there we go after the whistle. And it's Plot now in the center, cutting even more to the middle, drops it off underneath the shot. Plot the rebound, powering against Mathieu-Martin with it. Richard behind the net. Chiasson also digging for it. He's getting pressured from the Sphinx stick as he goes into the block. Christian Gadet still in. The shot pad save, rebound, Legel score. Richard behind the net. Richard in front, and a good glove. Christian Gadet across. Looks like that's Aiden Gadet. Back, Christian Gadet. Shot to the net, score. A big bump there by Couturier. Richard to the middle, the shot, what a save. Working with it, it's Comier. The pass across, Richard, what a move to split the D on his backhand, and Massis. Côté stepping in, leaving a pass to Vassell, the shot. That's Plot. Moving in, shaking off Como. And there's a big, that's all we have for right now, but here in the Division 1 matchup, Richard brings it in, the shot is saved by Massé. You'll see Landry scouring in the neutral zone. Maxwell working in, has a man, Maxwell the shot, the save, and the rebound is session. Maxwell behind the net, it's loose out in front, and an early whistle. But behind the air, everyone trying to catch it with speed. It's Riou, and he's in Lavasseur. He's hit against the boards. Skating in, there was Plot trying to get to the front of the shot. Saved by Alexandre. Drop pass, Lavasseur across Côté, and couldn't hit. Now could be a 2-on-1, led by Alexandre with Côté. Alexandre, Côté can't quite get a shot through. He's lost his stick, so he takes down a man. Continues giving him rights. Pass out in front. The shot is over. Deep into the opposing corner it'll go. Lavasseur to the net, and the save made by up the near boards to the middle. Everyone goes crazy. They're digging at it, and there we go after the whistle. And it's Plot now in the center, cutting even more to the middle, drops it off underneath the shot. Plot the rebound, powering against Mathieu-Martin with it. Richard behind the net. Chiasson also digging for it. He's getting pressured from the Sphinx stick as he goes into the block. Christian Gadet still in. The shot pad save, rebound, Legel score. Richard behind the net. Richard in front, and a good glove. Christian Gadet across. Looks like that's Aiden Gadet. Back, Christian Gadet. Shot to the net, score. Back for the return of the third period. Mathieu-Martin still short-handed for just over a minute and a half. And the Sphinx will need a key start to this first period, this third period, excuse me, to try to get back into this game. A goal here to start the third would be huge.
Seems the ref is gonna have some words for both benches here before we start.
You know, there's like a bit, seems like there's a bit of yapping between both benches. There. Thomas Couturier of the Sphinx. We'll go down to Mathieu-Martin, see who's starting there. We got Legel, Como, Damien Landry, Bowring still in the net. And we're still delayed here. Don't know exactly why. Looks like we should all be ready to start the game. Gabriel Como gonna go take a drink of water, or rather put some water all over his face. And here we go. Now it looks like we're about to start the third period. It's Como and Couturier in the face-off circle. And here we go. One cleanly by the Sphinx, but poke check by Christian Gadet leads to a quick icing for Mathieu-Martin. Massé behind the net. Leaves it off for Chinal. Chinal, the pass up, cleared in. The Sphinx need to get this power play set up. It goes to Levesque. Willie Levesque passing it down, Couturier. Power play is now set up. Shot from the blue line, they score!
The Fangs tie up the game with that all-important first goal. 30 seconds into the match as they cut the lead in half.
And that is a mean deflection in front. Justin Plourde could not have drawn up a better deflection than that. Chinal from the blue line lets one go. A beautiful tip into the net.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, the Riviere-Du-Loup Sphinx opportunities have come few and far between. But when they have come, they have been very, very deadly looks on the net, and this time they are rewarded with their goal.
So give the goal to Plourde, the assist. Will definitely go to at least Chinal, who shot it from the blue line. Levasseur, bring it up for the Sphinx, across, Cote, getting across to Friolet, the shot, pad, save, and the rebound comes up towards the ring out line. Brought out quickly, Jacques Legel bringing it in. There's a shot that's blocked forthwith, and they now go back the other way. Chopped next to the Sphinx bench. Moved back by Levasseur, over for Boucher. Moved up, deflected as it goes behind the net of Bowring. Friolet leaving it behind his net, there for Savoie. Walking in, Bellevaux, and just sends this one wide, but we're gonna have a penalty coming up. So Mathieu-Martin will head to the power play. They're gonna pull their goalie here. They have an empty net. It's a 6-on-5 as of right now. Maxwell going down low for Colmier. Matt Colmier up to the line. Landry, Colmier waits, delays to the net, backdoor, finds Friolet, but that one's tied up in his feet. And here is the penalty call. And it's a Mathieu-Martin power play. We'll take a second look. There's Bellevaux just getting hooked there. And Felix Boucher not too happy with the call.
I mean, just not an ideal moment to take a penalty. I mean, you just regain momentum, cutting the MM lead in half, but you take a bad hooking call. Let's see if the Riviere-Du-Loup Sphinx special teams can keep their momentum going here.
And they're going to need a kill here to be able to stay in this game. Savoie will get the pass from Maxwell. He'll come to rest behind his net. A minute 45 still to go on the Mathieu-Martin power play. Savoie, steam up the far side. Passing off, Matt Comier to the line. Como waits. Savoie delays, cuts back. Still looked for options and deflected down the ice by Landry.
That's going to be clutch for the Sphinx as they can get some fresh players on the ice.
And Maxwell, he comes up with steam. Maxwell still with it, cutting wide on 1 foot out in front. Richard on the backhand. Back up to Maxwell, the shot, and deflected up and out of play.
Caden Maxwell looking up to the sky, wishing he had that opportunity back. I mean, right in the slot, you wouldn't want to be anywhere better to take a shot.
But the stick is extended, and it's ramped up and out of play by a Sphinx defenseman. Mathieu-Martin winning the draw. Beliveau to the line. Christian Gadet. The shot is blocked. Beliveau trying to get it across to Gadet. This one's ramped off the stick. A good play by Pelletier Gel-Del-Blanc. As Beliveau comes back the other way across the blue line. Waits. Hits the brakes as they set up this power play. Really trying to slow this play down. Beliveau. Christian Gadet. There's the shot. And it just misses wide. That's how Gadet got his first goal. Don't blame him for trying it a second time. Beliveau lays it back for Aiden Gadet. Aiden Gadet steaming through center across the blue line. Poke check, but goes to the trailer. Chasson. Beliveau. Christian Gadet, top of the circle. Beliveau. Blue line, Gadet shoots. Blocked and cleared the length of the ice. Jeremy Gagnon gonna go chase. Bowering outside his net. He'll shoot this one along the wall, except no one there. And that will be the power play as Boucher leaves the box. A great kill by the Sphinx. Now Couturier has it in his own end, or the Mathieu-Martin end, excuse me. Tried to center that one out. Matt still with it. Kenny. This one gets by him. It's Boucher. Leaving it back. Deflected high. Two Sphinx players collide, so it's Plod. He has the one goal in this, and that goal is assisted by Chouinard and Willie Levesque. Wing back, Landry. Behind his cage, up for Damien Landry. Gaining back, Boucher. Waits. Comes to a rest behind his net. That one up for Couturier. Couturier, he gets a man falling with a big hit. And that gets the crowd psyched up. And what moves here by Como. Then up to Kenny. With Radier with him. Kenny. Back to Radier off a skate. Damien Landry with the attempted shot. Friolet at the line. Back to Kenny. He reverses Plod. As that puck just misses the glove of Radier. Plod trying to get that up for Cote. Intercepted by Savoie. Trying to get some offensive possession in the zone. Kenny just unable to hold. It's in his feet. That one taken away. Alexandre skating up 2-on-1 with Cote. Cote waits and fires. Over the net it goes. The Matador the other way. It's Como up with speed. Trying to cut across Chouinard. Como had tried to send that back in front off a skate. Would have been a perfect slot shot. Savoie into the zone. Rimmed around. Chouinard. Cote just unable to get out. Cleared in. Massé wasn't expecting that, but makes the save anyway. Olivier Chouinard again behind his net. Regrouping. Off the boards. Levesque. Or Levasseur, excuse me. Savoie. Shot back. And he's going to get it back. Playing a bit of game, a catch with Legel on the opposite side. Jacob Legel passing across to Deschamps, the shot. And it's deflected up into the protective netting. A one-goal game here at the Dieppe Uniplex. The last goal coming 30 seconds into the third period. Plod from Levesque and Chouinard. Yannick Richard nearing at line across Friolet. Mishandles the pass, has to get it from behind him. He'll clear it in past Lucas Dufour. And across the boards, Friolet will get on this one and clear it back in. Como going to chase. Goudreau. The Sphinx trying to get this outside the blue line. As the laid off side brought in, it's whistled down. The Sphinx really wanted a whistle there. Well, we have a moment like to thank the current 30 watching along on the last game of D1 for today. As our last game of the day, it's Moncton High against St. John's Ravenscourt. What is bound to be a thrilling matchup, potentially deciding qualifications for quarterfinals. Matt Colmier sending it back too far behind for his defense. Friolet, the backhand across the net, sent back across. There's Béliveau in the corner. Béliveau emerging outside his end, cutting to the middle. Brady Béliveau with a cross. Colmier, Maxwell in the middle. Here's the shot, scores!
Caden Maxwell finally getting his goal after so many shots on net, and he finally gets rewarded for his efforts.
And that's the man who deserved one most, Caden Maxwell. Numerous chances so far, but gets a perfect feed from Mathieu Colmier. High slot. Maxwell makes no mistake, and he makes it 3-1 in favor of Les Matadors. Make that his second point of the night. He already has an assist. And give him a goal with that. It's 3-1, just over 7.5 to go in the third. Savoie
Matador goals for number 11.
moving back.
Assistant number 14, Matthew Cormier, and 17, Brady Béliveau.
And more Matadors chance coming from the stands. But Alexandre moves in for the Sphinx drop pass. There's a quick snap shot by Levasseur. Damien Landry going to clear. Falls on top of a defenseman. 2-on-1 back the other way. Pass across. Friolet in his feet. Pass from Aiden Gadet. Here's Aiden Gadet. He'll have another try. We're to Savoie at the line. He makes a nice move. Aiden Gadet down behind the net. Damien Landry. This one's going to be shot around him as he gets to Friolet, where he's destroyed at the blue line. Cote. Move. Alexandre. They'll shoot this one off the glass and down. Time for all 5 Sphinx players to get changes. Claude moving back. Gagne almost losing the possession. There's Richard trying to cut with it. Now gets rimmed along the boards. Leger locks this one in. Richard waits in the corner. Looks for an opportunity to get a backhand and shovel it to the blue line. There's Reddy in battling, turns around, free of possession, pass across, backdoor. And that one just went in the feet of Kenny as he tried a one-timer. Mathieu-Martin, there's Richard with the shot. What a save!
That one's definitely going on the tournament highlight reel.
Oh my God, that's an understatement. Olivier Massé, what a save with the glove.
Massé really has his work cut out for him tonight, as he's been bombarded with shots from everywhere, really. Mathieu-Martin has been showing us all tournament they can shoot from quite literally every angle. As long as they're facing the net, they will find a way to get a shot on net.
And what a save there, keeping it from being 4-1. And that save as key as any coming to the last 5 minutes. Riviere-Du-Loup cannot afford to give up a goal here. This one high and into the zone. Richard blocking it off his shin pad. He'll get it back here to the middle. Radier, he's bumped. Back into the corner. Kenny to the blue line. Christian Gadet out of his reach. He'll have to retreat. Mathieu-Martin gonna have to find their way back into the zone, but a nice pass. Christian Gadet to Richard. Waiting, going down low. Radia to the middle. And Kenny is just going to put this one wide. Poked loose by the Mathieu-Martin defender. Back for the Sphinx. Couturier trying to shoot this one. Radia bulldozes him. Pass out in front, and it was Kenny looking for the one-timer. Rebound as he continues to get shoved here in the corner. Matadal still with it. They give it up. The Sphinx leave the zone, and they continue through center. High fly ball in. It's Bowering that leaves it off for his defenseman, Alex Landry. Breaking through, it's Como. Now Levesque. Behind, rims it around. Now to the near boards. Beliveau takes possession to Savoie at the blue line. Savoie walking in, still a possession, still manages to hold on. They won't let him anywhere past the wingette line. As now he goes down, lays a pretty big hit. Lucas Dufour will flip this one high. Savoie right there, rimming around Côté. Stopping this one, Beliveau sneaks by him. Behind the net, curls around in the corner. Brady Beliveau seats around in his own end. Goes backdoor one-time in between the feet of Como. Dufour with it. Leaves it off behind the net. Como is going to try a wrap around. And the save by Massé for a whistle. 4:05 left in period 3. Maxwell cleaning off the draw. Matt Colmier passes it off himself. A beautiful pass off the boards. Damien Landry, he gets a nice reverse hit on a man. And Maxwell up to the blue line. Godet, the shot off a stick. Friolet debates pinching. There he does. Damien Landry. Pinned along the boards. Ryu going behind his net, waits, and along the boards he'll go to Goudreau. Gagné, poked loose by Colmier. Ryu through center with possession off the loose puck. Blocker saved by Bowering as it now goes up towards the blue line. And there's Colmier going down but getting the puck pretty much to the blue line for Maxwell. Off to Landry, Damien Landry with Maxwell. Drop pass, Maxwell to the net, rebounds loose in the blue paint, and Landry just puts it wide. Damien Landry, a beautiful opportunity. There's a shot that had gone deflected before the net. Chouinard off the boards, then sent right back by Christian Godet. Legel keeping this one in. Landry being pinned up along the boards there with Goudreau. Aiding Godet in there as well. Sticks being waved up in the air as the Sphinx will get this one out of the zone, chasing back for it. Alex Landry of Les Matadors. He gets shoved and will just be able to get it over to Damien Landry. Here's Chiasson breaking through. Rimmed along the boards. Caught in. There was Jacob Legel almost being stood up. Rimmed along the boards. Richard to the middle. Chiasson waits. Blue line. Shot from Landry and some shin pads. Sphinx go back the other way. Potential 3-on-1. Couturier has Landry with him. Couturier the shot and misses the net. And the Sphinx, they have 6 players on the ice right now. Too many men. They miss that. Or they have an empty net. Did not notice Massé going to the bench. And out in front, saved by Bowering. As there's a whistle.
Les Sphinx really desperate here, trying to get at least something on the board here, as we have just over a minute and 45 seconds left here in the final frame of action.
Mathieu-Martin up by 2 goals as we approach the end of this third period. Face-off is won. Levasseur waits, cuts to the middle. There's the shot. It's blocked. Levasseur off for Levesque. Down low. Côté at the hash marks. Waits, tries to put it to the net. Blocked off a skate. Taken by Seb Savoie. The shot It looks good. He scores. And Sébastien Savoie shooting from the opposite end of the ice. It's going to trickle into the empty net. So make it 4-1 in favor of Les Matadors. And Massé now back in the net as it's a 4-1 game. Flipped off the boards. Caught there by Savoie. Played by Radier. It's deflected. Now goes right to Kenny. Josh Kenny stepping in the shot. Tried to pick the top corner. Locked in. Christian Guedette the shot. Save. Rebound. Kenny tried to shove that one back out in front. It's now the last minute of play here in the period.
Last minute play, third period.
Now Pelletier, Gel Del Blanc. Shooting it across. Back in the Mathieu-Martin end. Savoie. Rink wide off the boards. Guedette to the middle. Here's Dufour trying to work his way in. Poke Dufour. Puts it behind him. Kenny behind his cage. Waits. Tries to throw that one back to the front. Here's Alex Landry of the Sphinx. Passing that one off. Ryu. Alex Landry into the zone. Less than 30 to go. Alex Landry comes to rest behind the net. They'll do a jet sweep. And it'll be out here for Boucher. Boucher cleared it in off of Bowering. He'll steer to the corner. Lejeal. He lays a huge reverse hit. And it looks like the penalty's going to go against the Sphinx, although it was not Landry who fell. Shot on net. Savoie still behind the net as the clocks hit all zeros, and we might have some scrums here. Savoie getting shoved by Alex Landry. That's going to be a 4-1 W for Les Matadors de Mathieu-Martin. That was our second last game. Our last game, St. John's Ravenscourt, Moncton High School Purple Knights on MSD. Braden Elaine, Diego Aragon from the Dieppe Uniplex 50th anniversary of the Dieppe Classic.
And now for your players of the games. For Riviere-Du-Loup, number 15, number 15, Justin Bleu. And for Mathieu-Martin, number 20, Theo Friolet.